Very good evening and welcome to UBC News Tonight once again at 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha. Today we start off with Uganda and Tanzania that have taken another significant step in strengthening regional energy cooperation with the signing of an agreement to jointly develop the Tanga Regional Energy Hub. President Yoweri Museveni and Samia Suluhu Hassan witnessed the signing in Dar es Salaam, and the project is expected to enhance petroleum infrastructure, facilitate regional trade, and accelerate industrial development across East Africa.
President Yoweri Museveni and President Samia Suluhu Hassan first held bilateral talks at State House in Dar es Salaam before witnessing the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Uganda National Oil Company UNOC, the Tanzania Petroleum Development Corporation, and Vitol Bahrain. The agreement will see the three partners jointly develop Tanga Regional Energy Hub, building on the momentum created by the East African crude oil pipeline. The hub is expected to expand petroleum storage, refining, logistics, trading, and distribution capacity, positioning Tanga as a strategic regional energy center.
History reminds us that great achievements are rarely accomplished in a single day. They are built through vision, patience, trust, and unwavering political commitment. The story we celebrate today did not begin in 2026. It began several years ago with the governments of Tanzania and Uganda, which made the courageous decision to deepen cooperation in the petroleum sector.
Uganda's Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Monica Musenero, described the agreement as a milestone in regional integration, saying it reflects the two countries' shared vision of unlocking greater value from their energy resources.
And these projects demonstrate when you have a prior project, a pathfinder like ECOP, it has opened a way for us to know how to work together successfully. And I believe that the oncoming projects are going to take shorter time. We are going to discuss quicker. We are going to negotiate more smoothly. And we will find partners very easily because the two nations have defined the common interests.
Tanzania's Minister of Energy, Deo Denjembe, said the agreement marks the next phase of energy cooperation between Uganda and Tanzania following the implementation of the East African crude oil pipeline.
As ECOP approaches completion, Tanzania and Uganda are not asking themselves what comes next. Instead, we are answering that question together. Your Excellencies, ECOP was designed to transport crude oil. The project whose foundation we're laying today has an even broader ambition.
He noted that the Tanga Regional Energy Hub will create additional value through petroleum refining, storage and logistics services while attracting investment, creating jobs and strengthening East Africa's energy security.
Simply put, ECOP transports molecules. The Tanga Regional Energy Hub transforms those molecules into prosperity.
Dennis Igor for UBC.
The Ministry of Water and Environment has launched efforts to restore and conserve Namiro Wetland in Entebbe Municipality, Wakiso District. In partnership with the Municipal Council, the ministry has started demarcating the wetland boundary and caution surrounding communities against encroachment. While launching the exercise, Entebbe Municipality Mayor Fabrice Lurinda called on leaders to stop politicizing the drive and instead sensitize the public on the importance of environmental conservation.
70-year-old Matthias Nkugwa Kato is the LC1 chairman of Chiwafu West Village, Entebbe Municipality, Wakiso District. On Thursday, Nkugwa altered his daily routine just to attend to matters of national importance, sensitizing his community on the ongoing Namiro wetland demarcation exercise.
Naye kati gw'ovunaanyizibwa okutunuulira ejjinja eryo ate bwabaawo kyonna ekikolebwa in addition ku kino kiba kimenya mateeka okuva leero okiwulira.
The aim was to alert and prepare culprits of encroachment to sort themselves in advance.
Tetuzze nti bagenda kubagamba nti muveewo, naye mumanye nti ekituufu kiri nti ekitundu kino kya NEMA. Kitegeeza nti mulina okukola enteekateeka ez'omu maaso. Muwulidde?
Tukusanga nga eno jijjawo. That is an double criminal. That one there is an offense that you have decided to commit as a person.
The 2-week-long demarcation exercise launched on Thursday will affect surrounding villages of Chiwafu, Chiwafu West, Lugonjo, Nachiwogo, and Chigungu, all found in Division B, Entebbe Municipality.
Usually this is an extensive exercise. It requires stakeholder engagement, it requires bounded delineation, because now you may see that soil as if it is dry soil, but when for us we know it's a wetland as of now, because we use satellite images and we are using the data of 1994 when this mapping was done at first.
Entebbe Municipality Mayor Fabrice Rulinda assured residents of the affected villages that evicting them will be the last resort, saying for starters they are interested in assessing the extent of degradation and demarcate to prevent further encroachment.
Kino ekintu tetukiteeka mu politics, mbeegayiridde kibeere ekintu nga tunoonya solution eyamba ki abantu bonna. Owa DP mwali mu lutalo kyekyo, owa NRM mwali, owa NUP mwali. Eno exercise purely yakulaba nti tutereeza ekitundu kyaffe kibeere ne order.
Local leaders and residents alike were implored to volunteer information of those who will continue encroaching on Namiro wetland.
The reason why we want to live here and the reason why we come here from where we come from, because the environment is conserved. So if we don't protect it, we shall degrade it and it looks like where we come from.
Mbasaba tutambulirwamu exercise mujagale mugitunde mugidefendinge mugyogerere buli wamu mukola ki tumubeera.
Temukkiriza muntu ayiwa ttaka ludde eno mbuulira. Temukkiriza aleeta bisaaniiko kubiyiwa ki mu bifo bino.
According to Ministry of Water and Environment records, Uganda has 140,000 kilometers of wetland boundaries countrywide. Of this, about 60,000 kilometers are considered protected since they are bordered by natural barriers such as national parks, cliffs, escarpments, and forest reserves. Of the remaining 80,000 kilometers, only 3,000 kilometers have been demarcated. The rest is yet to be marked due to inadequate funding. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Kampala Capital City Authority is set to strengthen the management of hazardous medical waste through a new automated data management system designed to track waste health facilities to final disposal sites. KCC authorities say the innovation will improve accountability and help prevent medical waste from ending up in communities.
Researchers at Makerere University have developed an automated system that tracks medical waste from where it is generated through transportation to its final disposal.
So this project was conceived to come up with an automated system, a digital system that can be used to monitor waste from the health facility to the point of disposal, the whole value chain, if we are to call it that way.
The system will link health facilities with licensed waste management service providers, improve coordination, monitoring, and accountability throughout the waste management chain. It will also make it easier to verify that waste is collected and disposed of safely.
So we talked about having an automated system that can clearly tell that, hospital A has this waste, and then a service provider. So to link up the service provider, you just use the system to inform the service provider, and then the service provider can come and pick it in real time. So it is going to help knowing that, in Kawempe there is a lot of waste, and then you go and pick it, or you also book using that system. So it is to enable, it is just like analyzing, digitalizing the waste management. So
KCCA Deputy Director Benon Moses Chigenyi says the technology will strengthen the authorities' efforts to manage medical waste in the city while enhancing environmental protection.
And we are happy that we have had an opportunity of people dedicating their energies, their resources to study, research, and share with KCCA on how we can use new knowledge in management of medical waste, including IT-related traceability models of medical waste management.
Private health facilities welcome the innovation, saying it will help improve compliance with medical waste disposal standards while enhancing public safety.
It is spearheading us to see how properly can facilities, it be a low-level facility, higher-level facility, middle-level facilities, how are they going to be generating waste basing on the guidelines, the revised guidelines?
Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The Ministry of Finance has approved 7 billion shillings to Fort Portal Regional Referral Hospital to increase on human resource following low staffing levels at the hospital. Fort Portal Regional Referral Hospital is supposed to have 1,327 staff, but currently depends on only 285 staff members. Take a look.
Regional Referral Hospital Buhinga serves a population of 100,743 outpatients, in addition to the inpatients admitted from 10 local governments in Rwenzori region. Amid the high population, the hospital has been struggling to contain the numbers following the understaffing challenge. According to Dr. Archibald Bahizi, Fort Portal Referral Hospital Director, the low staffing levels affects service delivery due to delays in offering the service.
Where we should have had 10 health workers, if you only have 1 or 2, it means you're going to have a delayed service offer to a given patient.
The hospital seeks to recruit more 145 staff after government approved 7 billion to add to the hospital human resource.
This is to improve the health service delivery, but also building a capacity to support the lower facilities.
Last year, government through Ministry of Health improved the hospital infrastructure by establishing an international accredited satellite laboratory that has improved services in the region. Among the improved services at the facility is the oxygen pipeline to the wards, emergency services, service monitoring system, and CT scan, PCR test, among others.
It can do CBC, it can do ESR.
Businge Emmanuel, the RCC Fort Portal City, has expressed concern over a few people utilizing the services at the referral hospital opting for privately paid services in other facilities.
There's no need for someone to move to Mbarara. There's no need of someone to move to Morago. The referral hospital here that we have here has almost every service that is required in the region.
The hospital is challenged with mortuary services after the 3-body capacity fridge broke down.
When they installed this regional referral mortuary, they gave us only a fridge that accommodates only 3 bodies. That is also a challenge. It was installed a long time ago, about 15 years ago, and because of that reason, it broke down.
The hospital new leadership has embarked on community barazas to make the public aware of the services and get public feedback.
Health stakeholders are calling for increased government funding to strengthen the prevention, diagnosis and treatment of sickle cell disease, warning that Uganda continues to face a growing pattern of the condition. The State Minister for Primary Health Care, Dr. Charles Ayume, says although progress has been made in expanding sickle cell care, shortages of essential medicines, limited access to services and inadequate public awareness continue to affect thousands of patients.
Sickle cell disease remains a major public health challenge in Uganda, with thousands of people living with inherited blood disorder, while many others remain unaware of their status. Despite government efforts to improve screening, diagnosis and treatment, healthcare stakeholders say more investment is needed to address the growing burden of the disease.
As we go into the budgeting cycle, these are some of the issues we need to look at, we need to interrogate, we see what are those things that we can include in this year's budget going forward.
Our priority areas is to see government earmarking, funding for sickle cell in areas of diagnostics and care for sickle cell disease, funding for hydroxyurea procurement in the country, to see that every child that is born with sickle cell disease can access, care in every facility.
Dr. Ayuma says extending sickle cell treatment services to local communities will be critical in improving access to care, especially for patients who have to travel long distances to receive medication and medical support.
And as a ministry, we are planning on now taking it further down to the health center 3s, because health center 3s really speak to the community. If you look at the hard-to-reach areas, the island areas, we need to ensure that this drug is readily available.
We are going to further engage government to ensure that we foster these priorities that government has put in place to fight or to relieve the people who have suffered sickle cell disease. For example, the hydroxyurea provision at the health facilities, which is actually happening at slightly higher levels, needs to be cascaded down to the lower levels.
Healthy stakeholders also cite shortages of key medical commodities as one of the challenges affecting effective sickle cell management.
Government to increase funding for public awareness for the disease, to ensure that we reduce the stigma around this disease, because we have actually noted that there are very many people who have not been, who do not understand what sickle cell disease, and we need to demystify it to ensure that stigma is reduced.
Among the medicines being prioritized is hydroxyurea, a drug that helps reduce severe pain episodes and other complications associated with sickle cell disease.
They're very expensive. Then for those who have other complex effects like Moses, we need feeding tubes, we need drugs, we need seizure drugs, we need sleeping drugs, and we can't afford them. I request the stakeholders to ensure that the treatment is given in the appropriate time. Let them ensure that all hospitals have drugs for sickle cell.
Hydroxyurea that they've talked about,
folic acid,
the folic acid, the antimalarials, these are really bare minimum that, that the government can do. If we are able to give ARVs to HIV/AIDS patients, how about the people who have sickle cells? Then we have to go ahead and do the preventive.
For Monica Nachibuka, whose 17-year-old son, Moses Chaze, is living with sickle cell disease, increased public awareness remains essential in helping families understand the condition, seek early testing, and access timely care. Irene Faith Nantongo, Rogers Komagum, UBC News.
Non-communicable diseases are becoming one of Uganda's biggest public health challenges, with the Ministry of Health warning that they now account for 35% of all deaths in the country. Officials from the Ministry of Health are urging Ugandans to embrace healthier lifestyles to prevent diseases linked to poor diet, physical inactivity, and harmful substance use.
Non-communicable diseases, commonly referred to as NCDs, are steadily increasing across Uganda, placing a growing burden on the country's health care system. According to the Ministry of Health, diseases such as cardiovascular illnesses, cancer, diabetes and chronic respiratory conditions now account for more than 1 in every 3 deaths nationwide.
In Uganda, 35% of the deaths are due to non-communicable diseases, and every Ugandan citizen has the probability of dying prematurely. 31% of Ugandans were engaged in harmful alcohol consumption. 8% of Ugandans either smoke or chew tobacco. 3% of Ugandans have diabetes. 19% of Ugandans are overweight. and 9.8 are obese. Cervical cancer is at 56.2 per 100,000.
The ministry is now calling on Ugandans to adopt healthier lifestyles to prevent diseases associated with poor nutrition, physical inactivity, and harmful substance use as the country prepares to mark the National Day on Physical Activity in Gulu City.
Eating healthy, including eating fruits and vegetables like nakati, dodo, bo or ebo. Stop tobacco use in all forms and any forms, including smoking cigarettes, chewing tobacco, harmful use of alcohol. It damages the internal organs.
The Commissioner for Non-communicable Diseases at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Oyo Charles, encouraged Ugandans to engage in at least 30 minutes of moderate physical activity on 5 days each week.
We should exercise daily, at least 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, a total of 150 minutes in a week. If you can do more, it's much better.
Make health foods available and affordable. Reduce salt and sugar intakes.
The National Day of Physical Activity will be commemorated on August 7th at Kaunda Grounds in Gulu City under the theme, Get Active, Stay Healthy, Physical Activity for Healthier Well-Being. Irene Faith Nantongo, Prosichon Tawaide, UBC News.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mumutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu yakusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lome, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
What if accessing government services became easier, faster, and closer to you? Introducing Service Uganda Centers, a new initiative designed to bring key government services closer to the people under one convenient location. Less movement from office to office, less unnecessary travel, better access to services and information. At the Service Uganda Centers, citizens will be able to access national ID services, passport processing, business registration, land and revenue services, and more, all in one convenient location. Whether you are in the city or a country, Service Uganda Centers are being designed with you in mind. Enjoy faster service, professional guidance, and a seamless customer experience. This is an initiative of the Government of Uganda, digitally powered by the National Information Technology Authority Uganda, NITA, under the Uganda Digital Acceleration Project Government Network. Service Uganda Centers, bringing services closer to the people.
Thank you for still watching UBC News Tonight. In more stories today, the Buganda Kingdom clan leaders, Abataka, have highlighted the key messages delivered by Kabaka Ronald Mwenda Mutebi II during the celebrations marking the 33rd anniversary of his coronation, emphasizing their importance to the kingdom's future. The Abataka also provided an update on the progress of the Lwantamu House project and the construction of the official headquarters in Bugaya-Abataka in Mengo, Kampala, where the groundbreaking ceremony was officiated by the president last year.
On the 31st of last month,
The people of Buganda and well-wishers joined together to celebrate the 33rd anniversary of the coronation of Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, marking more than 3 decades of his reign as King of Buganda. Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II, through his message delivered by the Katikiro, highlighted key issues aimed at safeguarding the dignity and heritage of Buganda. The Buganda clan leaders, Abataka, are now guiding their clans and the people of Buganda on these messages, encouraging their implementation across the kingdom. Referring to the recent 33rd coronation anniversary celebrations held at Watoto Church in Bweyogere, the Abataka said future kingdom celebrations should be held at venues that reflect and uphold Buganda's traditions and cultural heritage.
But in recent years, we have seen the celebration being maybe downplayed, definitely depending on the circumstances, but and we are insisting that no, this celebration should not be downplayed, it should be brought in its fullness, because we have the capacity to do everything that it takes to bring and to commemorate the coronation of our king. So the Bataka is saying that the traditions and the norms and the practices that accompany the coronation of our king should be preserved and preserved very well.
They added that the clan leaders should be consulted and involved in advising on suitable venues for such occasions.
One, because the coronation embeds that the Bataka made with Kabaka Chintu at Nono about 800 years ago. These agreements are still in force. The Bataka guiding the Bazukuru that celebrating this function or remembering the coronation, the commemoration of the coronation should really be handled with all the norms, with all the practices that are there.
The Abataka have also called for the establishment of committees to identify, monitor and protect Buganda's cultural heritage sites, including royal palaces, tombs and other historical landmarks. They expressed concern that many of these sites have been sold off, stressing the need for urgent measures to preserve Buganda's cultural heritage for future generations.
Places of our heritage, places where we celebrate our norms, we celebrate our traditions. Many of those places are being destroyed.
Most of our cultural land is being sold by the people who are supposed to protect it. Like my clan, is Impologoma clan, been fighting this for a long time.
Somehow they are not being looked after very well. It becomes an issue. We are trying to remind the Bazukuru that it is important that these places are preserved.
The Abataka also revealed that plans of the new headquarters of the Lwatamu House are underway.
We have engaged the engineers, we have engaged the government, we have engaged the engineering brigade of the UPDF that is supposed to do the construction here, and we are progressing with that work.
On July 25th, 2025, President Yoweri Museveni fulfilled his pledge to the Buganda clan leaders Abataka by officiating the groundbreaking ceremony for the Lwatamu House project in Mengo, Kampala. The project is being developed on a 2.7-acre piece of land purchased by the president at a cost of Ugandan shillings 9.7 billion. Government also committed Ugandan shillings 58 billion for the construction of the 6-story cultural complex, which will serve as the official headquarters of the Buganda clan leaders, literally referred to as Embuga y'Abataka. The construction is being undertaken by the UPDF Engineering Brigade. I'm Njuko, reporting for UBC.
The Uganda Tourism Board, in collaboration with the Iteso Cultural Union, has announced the Emaali Culture Festival, which aims to promote and preserve Teso traditions. Charles Eweku, the Minister for Tourism with Iteso Cultural Union, stated that the event designed to attract Itesots from beyond Uganda is scheduled for the 24th and 25th of October this year. Take a look.
We are pleased to invite you, the general public, to join us to celebrate Emaali Cultural Festival 2026, scheduled to take place on the 24th and the 25th of October 2026 at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds under the theme Celebrating Heritage and Building Legacy of Iteso People. It is an annual premier heritage event dedicated to showcase the region's tourism potential, dubbed Teso to the World. The year's festival aims to leverage cultural heritage potential as a powerful catalyst for sustainable economic development, classified into heritage tourism, agro-tourism, edu-tourism, sports tourism, showcasing the historical heritage assets. Cultural performance, exhibition drawing thousands of community members, leaders, elders of the region, and the general public, estimated at above 50,000 participants. We expect the guests to come from government, like the government officials, cultural chiefs, international tourists, regional delegates from Kenya, South Sudan, and the general public.
So in line with the 10-fold growth strategy, this is one of the key areas we need to leverage so very much to ensure that all the areas in Uganda develop. And Teso in particular has one of the greatest potentials in terms of tourism development. And this is the area where we want to put all our energies to align with the government priorities, especially in terms of tourism development in Uganda. So for this particular event, as government and as representative of the president, particularly in Teso sub-region, we will work hard with all the local governments in place, first and foremost, to showcase the tourism sites and investments in Teso. And secondly, for this particular event which is coming up in October, we are going to support the cultural institution to ensure that the event dubbed Emaali Cultural Festival becomes a success in the region. We are bringing it here in Kampala, first for display. And when the people from Kampala, the people from the region, and the international community see what happens in Teso, that they will now follow us to Teso to see exactly what we came to showcase here in Kampala. So mine is also just an encouragement to the rest of the people who will be watching us, that this event is going to be the first of its kind in the history of tourism in Teso. And it's going to attract quite a big number of people, not only locally, but also regionally and also internationally.
The Catholic Church in Lira diocese has welcomed 11 new priests and 8 deacons, with a call for the newly ordained clergy to remain faithful servants of the gospel and beacons of hope in a world increasingly burdened by moral decay.
The colorful ordination ceremony held at Uganda Matters Cathedral, Lira, was presided over by the Bishop of Lira Diocese, Sanctus Lino Wanok, accompanied by their parents and priests. The candidates were formally presented to the bishop before taking their vows of service.
Are you resolved to consecrate your life to God? I am, with the help of God.
They were later vested in priestly and deaconate garments before being embraced by fellow clergy, marking their official entry into ordained ministry.
Young people struggling with addiction, with no food, will await you.
In his homily, Bishop Wanok reminded the ordaineds that their mission is to proclaim God's words faithfully, warning them against watering down the gospel for personal gains. He said the world is losing hope amid its growing evil and challenged the new clergy to unite God's people and guide them towards salvation.
Our people are surrounded by many voices which are fighting the gospel. Politics are there. Tribal divisions are there.
Government was represented by the Minister for Relief, Disaster Preparedness and Refugees, Sam Mingola, who praised the Catholic Church contribution to moral formation and poverty reduction.
Church and the government serve towards the same mission and share the same objective.
The paramount chief of Lao, Dr. Engineer Moses Michael Odokune, called for unity and urged Christians to protect the environment. Edi Uloa, UBC News.
News tonight, the Uganda People's Defence Forces, together with the Bank of Uganda, have held financial literacy training for retiring senior officers on businesses, investments, ventures after retiring. The high-level engagement was intended to equip retiring officers with the skills set to invest outside their comfort zone and be cautious of fraudulent schemes, safer retirement.
The high-level engagement was intended to equip these senior officers with the skills to venture and invest in business opportunities post-retirement.
Briefed us, trained us, educated us on how to safeguard our money, how to invest it, and how to keep growing that money.
The engagement centered on the principle of enhancing resilience of retirees into investment opportunities.
We've come to impart them with financial skills on how to manage their money, how not to risk it, how not to get financially embarrassed when they retire. And therefore, that's why we came with a team that have been taking them through the principles of financial management on how to invest in safe asset classes so that they can be comfortable and have an honorable.
A lot of people leave the service, retire, but after 1 year, someone wants to come back into service. Why? They've wasted their retirement package, something that we should have taken them for the next 50 years. Yeah? Or cater for their health needs, their medical bills, or even their children or family needs. You find that they've wasted it because they don't get that financial advice.
Bank of Uganda officials emphasized the need for retirees to save and invest, especially in businesses that they have good knowledge in.
So it's about investing in something that you know about. If you have a business, then you can put money into that business, but you can also split your portfolio to ensure that you have liquid cash that can take care of your needs as they come by, but most importantly, to be able to save for a rainy day. We all can't predict what challenge we'll face tomorrow, but they all need to be able to save.
These also encourage participants to be aware of scams and Ponzi schemes that look too good to be true.
If it is too good to be true, then indeed it is not likely to be true, right? So there are all these schemes that keep on popping up that promise you very big percentages, returns, guaranteed returns, 20% per month, for doing absolutely nothing. To be honest with you, these schemes are you're likely to lose your money in these schemes. But most importantly, they must invest in regulated entities.
UPDF officials are aware of challenges awaiting them after retirement. These ask government to continue monitoring and supporting them as they venture into this new life.
We should bond together, keep on thinking together, advising each other, and where possible, do things jointly and keep the spirit, the camaraderie and comradeship that we've been with, so that we learn from those who have retired before us.
The Uganda People's Defence Forces, UPDF, continues to commit to the continued support systems offered to retiring officers through retirement packages and continued progress monitoring. Komagum Rogers for UBC.
The Bishop of the Lutheran Church of Uganda has urged religious leaders to complement gospel preachings with efforts that improves the social and economic well-being of communities. Take a look.
Charles Bameka made the call while commissioning new school facilities built through a partnership between the Lutheran Church of Uganda and Hearts of Hope for Uganda in Busia and Jinja districts.
Of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
The project has delivered classrooms, dormitories, kitchens and sanitation facilities to improve access to quality education in underserved communities.
Our partnership with Hearts and Hope has grown leaps and bounds to be able to serve these communities, providing a meal for the kids, providing residence and sponsorship in this community, which gives a hope and a beacon for the kids in this community for a better future. Many of the kids in this school look to the future with hope and gladness that through Naruile Lutheran Primary School, their future is bright.
At Naruile Lutheran Primary School, pupils received mattresses and scholastic materials, while in Jinja, learners at Butangala Lutheran Primary School moved from temporary shelters into modern classrooms.
We have completed our service to the community, we have built the school, and now we have handed over the school to the community to fill it with their children, to support it through the school fees, to pay for their teachers, to be able to raise responsible, committed citizens of our country.
The Butalija RDC David Kulaba Isabire praised the partners for accountability as Hearts of Hope pledged continued support.
Today we have this. I thank God. I thank the bishop. I thank the Lutheran Church. I thank Hearts and Hope for Uganda. We have come to this project.
The Minister of Local Government, Balam Barugahara, has resumed his anti-corruption sweep in Isingiro district, where he has ordered for the arrest and interdiction of several district officials, mainly those implicated in the mismanagement of government resources.
On his way to Isingiro, the local government minister Balam Barugahara encountered the first stopover at Kabirebire Trading Center. He was then led to Kabirebire Town Council, where locals expressed disappointment about a grounded district grader. Still at the Town Council, residents led Minister Balam to the Town Council abattoir, claiming the 370 million spent on it doesn't correspond with what is on ground. Residents equally demanded the minister to visit Kabirebire Town Primary School. In the Isingiro Town Council, Balam was again blocked by market vendors who demanded his intervention in the alleged forceful eviction by the Town Council. The locals' visit attracted cheers and chants from the locals. From here, Minister Balam proceeded to the district headquarters for leaders' engagement. Although the council had planned to convene in the chambers, locals objected the move, thus forcing them to retreat to the public space. Top on the agenda were concerns of the market vendors.
So much money did they pay? Tell me what amount of money paid by the traders. So why did you chase them away?
Balam overturned the town council's decision, a move which was widely celebrated. The chief administrative officer, Isingiro, had tough times to respond to some allegations.
That was made according to the person who paid the 5 million. How much was it, you don't know? 5.3 billion. 5.3 billion. I'm going to be very simple. I'm going to go to Swazi. Take it out to Swazi. Let me get a Quran. When I got an investigation properly.
The accusations didn't spare the assistant resident district commissioner. Some arrests were effected by the district police commander of Isingiro. Allegations against secessional police officers also resurfaced during this meeting.
Your officer is charging people who come to report their problems. I'm going to fix it. You're going to fix it?
After the meeting, the local government team embarked on ground tours. This IDOMAT billion community irrigation project attracted Minister Balamu's check.
My decision now, I'll write to the line minister, General Kaindo Tafiri, to ensure that this person is held accountable.
In the neighborhood, there is Kagera Water Project.
So I want to thank the President for this strategic decision to support our people in local government. It is really important that people get water.
Other government projects where questions of value for money were raised included Kikagate Coffee Factory. During this visit in almost every corner of the district, locals keep on blocking roads as the only way to draw Balamu's attention. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
MTN voice bundle. Load. Hey. Hello, Mama. Hey, it is me, your son, Opio. Hey, now, Mama, listen to me. MTN has the offer. Yes, it has the offer. You load from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Now, they have free MTN to MTN minutes. And those minutes are there all day. So you load, you'll thank me later. Hey, Mama.
Load an MTN voice bundle between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and get 3 free MTN to MTN minutes valid all day. Dial *100 *21 hash and get your free minutes bully daily. Free your fire with free minutes from MTN. Together, our connection is unstoppable. MTN.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. We never have. What we need is the power to do it our way, to move our people, our goods, our ideas across cities that breathe with our energy. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition, a network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lome, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. Every swap keeps the city running. Every ride links one life to another. We're copying no one else's future. It's we who powers the cities we live in. It's we who shapes the world they'll become. This is Africa, powered by us.
MTN voice bundle.
Still watching UBC News Tonight. In more stories, testimony, evidence from Shema parents, teachers, district leaders and educational officials reveal stronger parent-child relationships and increased parental involvement in children's learning, a transformation they attribute to Uwezo Uganda's sustained efforts to strengthen foundational learning competencies. The observation comes as Uwezo Uganda conducts the 2026 National Learning Assessment, which measures children's competencies in literacy, numeracy, life skills and values.
The Uwezo Uganda assessment is being carried out in 29 sampled districts across the country, targeting children aged 4 to 16 years, both in and out of school. Its findings will provide government and education stakeholders with evidence to strengthen education policies and improve learning outcomes.
The actual assessment actually happens at home, where we conduct household-based assessments, bringing in this age group of children, 4 to 16, whether in school or out of school. And we conduct this exercise over the weekend, one which is household-based, so that we find the children at home and we test them in front of their parents.
In Shema district, the assessment indicates encouraging progress. Learners are showing improved literacy and numerous skills, while demonstrating stronger life skills, values and problem-solving abilities.
Haguma nimba habura nimbe jesa ahabitu ashomere kureba ngu umwana ya inecha kwenda kubuza atantina ambuze mugarukemu.
The parents are also taking a more active role in supporting their children's education through regular follow-up and participation in school activities.
We want to thank the parents for their initiative and contribution because they contribute much. Whenever they come at school, they are interested to share with the teachers, with the children, and whenever they find any problem. For instance, if they find that the children are very many, they just mobilize themselves, they set up structure, they make sure the children are catered for, and the feeding is very well.
Beyond learning, the program has equipped parents with financial literacy and saving skills. The parent groups in Shema have saved 23 million shillings, strengthening household resilience and support for children's education.
Twahereza omushomo twatandika ekibiina eki mbasize kubika maka sente kanje akwambe nsevingire emitwaro nshanju na mukaga kandi sente ezo ngaruke nayeguzamu nkeguzamu miliyoni emwe n'emitwaro 40. Sente ezo zinyambira kuha school fees y'abana banje, ekyakabiri nyina akaduka zanyamba ahakongera mu business yanje.
Stakeholders believe the initiative will strengthen Uganda's education system by ensuring every child acquires foundational skills and that no learner is left behind.
They are coming in to me as a municipal education officer. I commend and I request the organization to really spread the whole country, and by doing that they will be supplementing on the current curriculum, which is competence-based. Because when they look at life skills and when they look at issues to do with values and virtues, it means we are producing a double-edged human being.
Crispus Arinitwe reporting for UBC.
In more stories, in an era where artificial intelligence is transforming how businesses operate, many young entrepreneurs risk being left behind if they fail to embrace emerging technologies. Business Network International says equipping young entrepreneurs with AI knowledge and strong business networks is key to driving Uganda's economic growth.
You know the reason why businesses fail?
For any company to scale, to grow, to be able to be sustainable, artificial intelligence must be at the core of your strategy. Now, whenever we talk about AI, the first thing we think about is machines. We think about technology. We think about a very sophisticated, concept. But in simple terms, every business requires to be more efficient. Every business requires to manage its costs. And that's why it's important for every organization in BNI or any other organization or any company to first and foremost incorporate AI in your strategy. If you incorporate AI in your strategy, you're going to multiply, you're going to scale, you're going to grow as a company. So it's important for management, for CEOs, for leaders to embrace AI as a very important element of their strategy. But also it's important to cascade AI to every member of staff. You need to train communities. We need to train organizations. We need to train students in schools to be able to incorporate whatever they do. Let it be a journalist. A journalist today can do many stories using AI. A journalist can edit content using AI. A photographer can actually get better pictures using AI.
If you're struggling, maybe say unemployment, you want to get a job, I encourage you to be creative. Be part of organizations like BNI, where we even have startups. Startups are supported by other BNI members to grow.
So BNI has opened opportunities and doors for me as a person to different business professionals.
As I have grown in BNI, I have been handheld by people not only in the same industry, but those in other industries, because business is business. People are willing to walk you to spaces that you've never ever imagined.
all over Africa. Welcome, everyone.
The Uganda People's Defense Forces invites you to the second edition of the UPDF-CDF Inter-Forces Drill Competition. Join us on Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at the Kololo Ceremonial Grounds for an electrifying showcase of precision drill, synchronized formations, discipline, and military excellence. Under the theme Precision, Discipline, and Cohesion, Pillars of National Resilience and Transformation. Witness UPDF formations battle for the coveted Inter-Forces Drill Championship. Who will take the crown? Will it be the Land Forces, Air Force, Special Forces Command, Field Artillery, Motorized Infantry, Marines Brigade, Directorate of Women Affairs, Military Police, or one of the 1st to 5th divisions? The event will be presided over by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. For more information, call 0392 947 455.
Welcome back to the last segment of UBC News Tonight. In our sports story, the 3rd edition of the Watoto Golf Tournament is underway at the Uganda Golf Club in Kampala, bringing together golfers, corporate partners and philanthropists in a charity drive aimed at empowering vulnerable mothers through economic independence. Take a look.
Beyond the competition for trophies, the tournament is seeking to raise 450 million shillings to provide business starter kits worth 450,000 shillings each to 1,000 vulnerable mothers, enabling them to establish small businesses and support their families.
It's about leveraging golf to bring hope to vulnerable mothers. And that hasn't changed. We have the same cause every year with a vision of empowering over 10,000 mothers in the next 7 to 10 years with the hope that they will not only be lifted out of poverty and breaking the cycle of poverty, but also breaking the cycle of vulnerability that carries on from generation to generation.
The annual tournament has attracted professional and amateur golfers, business executives and corporate sponsors united by a common goal of creating lasting change in communities.
It's a cause that is very near and dear, our mission of supporting women and youth entrepreneurs. And so we decided to come yet again and offer help and support because we believe that the swings at the golf course on Saturday will be just beyond golf.
Funds raised will also support vocational skills training and entrepreneurship programs to equip beneficiaries with knowledge and skills for sustainable livelihoods.
We decided to spice things up by bringing 2 cars so that in case you miss on one hole, you have a chance to win on the next hole. So we shall have a Suzuki A-Course on hole number 9 on the course here at the Uganda Golf Club. And then we shall have the Suzuki XL6 on hole number 17, still here at the Uganda Golf Club. We also have our staff members who will be taking part in this tournament, as well as customers, both in the new to golf category.
The tournament has grown into a major charity golfing event, showing how sports can be used to inspire generosity and transform lives.
And that's all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of the bulletin. My name is Sharon Kyomugisha from the team, and I have a lovely night. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.